There comes a moment in your life when you realize the village that raised you was never meant to contain you. It was only ever going to be the starting point, the soil you pushed through on the way to your own sky. And sometimes that village doesn't bless your becoming, it fears it. Sometimes the people who are meant to protect you become the very ones who clip your wings. This is a story about that, my story, and maybe yours too. This is the story of the village. I grew up being the girl my mother warned me against, not because I was rebellious or wild, there's a little bit of that in there, but because I was intuitive, open, hungry for things that lived outside her paradigm. She didn't have language for that. She called it dangerous. I still remember being 14. I bought my first deck of tarot cards in secret, not to summon anything dark, but because something in me, something ancient, recognized a truth inside those symbols. A language older than scripture, older than fear. I hid them like they were sacred. And one afternoon, I came home and they were gone. Years later, I learned that she had gone through my room while I was at school, rifled through my drawers, invaded the only space that was truly mine, and found the deck that she didn't even know I'd bought, and burned it. Burned it. Likely holding the cards at arm's length, so the evil wouldn't touch her, believing that the reason I was questioning everything was because of the cards, some evil that was somehow inside the cards, not because she and my father weren't honouring their side of the very scripture they held over me. The scripture they quoted says, "Children, obey your parents," Ephesians 6:1. But the part they never mentioned, the part they quietly skipped, is the very next line. "Parents, do not provoke your children," Ephesians 6:4. Do not break their spirits. Do not cross their boundaries. Do not demand a respect you do not know how to give. I remember the day I read that. I realized the honor that I was extending was meant to be mutual, and it wasn't. So I stopped offering it blindly. That was the day the seed cracked. Not out of rebellion, but out of truth. When you outgrow the village, they don't celebrate you. They worry, judge, warn, shame. Because your expansion threatens the walls they still live within. You suddenly become too much, too sensitive, too spiritual, too questioning. But all that's really happening is this. Your soul is refusing to shrink anymore. You're outgrowing the container that could never hold the fullness of you. I didn't know that then. I thought something was wrong with me. I thought I was the reason they couldn't love me fully. But now I know better. Some of us are born with blueprints that terrify small villages because we carry medicine that exposes what those villages cannot face. And then, years later, my Sue died. And our village vanished overnight. All those people who said they loved us, supported us, believed in covenant and community, most of them disappeared the moment that I needed them most. There I was, newly shattered, newly widowed, standing in the ashes of everything we'd built, alone, no map, no mirrors, no belonging, just grief and wilderness. But what I didn't know then was that the wilderness is where people like us finally hear our own voice. When the village leaves you, life is telling you you're ready to find the path they could never walk with you. You didn't leave the village because you're broken or rebellious or sinful or lost. You left because staying was killing something essential. You left because the truth inside you grew louder than their fear. You left because your soul refuses to live under a ceiling. And because every person who is meant to live awake must eventually walk themselves out of the paradigm that tried to contain them. Your leaving wasn't abandonment. It was initiation. If you're listening to this and something inside you is stirring, that quiet, ancient recognition, the one that says, this is me, this is my story, this is why I've always felt different, then hear me. You did not do anything wrong. You are not cursed. You are not lost. You are not betraying your family, your faith, or your past. You are simply returning to the truth of who you are. Some seeds crack in darkness. Some seeds crack in grief. Some seeds crack in fire. But crack they must. Because what you're becoming can't fit back into the village you came from. Whisper with me. May I trust the path that opens beneath my feet. And right below to anchor this intention, I trust the path opening beneath my feet. And if this lands in your bones, if you feel the thread inside you pull, the one that's been waiting for someone to name what you've lived, I want you to know I have 2 exclusive spots open right now for Unbinding the Thread with Merran, my 6-week, deeply somatic, one-to-one journey for women who are unraveling old village stories and reclaiming the truth beneath them. If you feel that stirring inside you, message me. Claim your place. The wilderness is where your power returns, but you don't have to walk it alone. Let's have a really good look at this card. When I look at this, to me, this talks about a lot of angst. I see angst. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's water, emotion, pretty rough looking. Either that or else it's half filled with sardines. And there's like a ring on the water. Someone's reaching for it and pulling it towards themselves. Their own ring of life. Arrows go round in one way. With the big mountain. And it kind of even though it's called the village, it does speak about being on your own, about finding that strength within yourself to walk alone and to truly meet the essence of who you are without shame, with love, acceptance, and complete allowance, regardless of what village you've come from. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this has reached some place deep inside your heart and helped you realize that you are perfectly okay as the beautiful, messy human that you are. Much love to you. May you claim your place in yourself. Thank you for walking with me today. I'll be back again tomorrow with another daily sacred soul message. In the meantime, have a beautiful, blessed day. Shlama.